Welcome back to my channel. Yesterday, while explaining about qubit processing, I had these DNA strands, but included DNA strands in this diagram, but I forgot to explain about the DNA strands here. So today we will discuss about the DNA strands. So these are the DNA strands, and we have the energy is basically the qubits 2 raised to n 2 raised to n. The difference here being that this is 10 raised to 2 raised to n, you can say. This is 10 raised to 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 4, like that. This is the energy. So this energy is used to create these what do you call DNA strands. And how these DNA strands are created, in the sense I already explained some time back. I explained about the human DNA. Let me show you here. You see, it's like this. We take a sine wave like this, and if you take up to 270 degrees, that will be like uh, the each 90 degrees, if you count as 11, and this will be 121, this will be 22, and this will be 33. So 3 11s. We took that, and also we had the superimposed two sine waves here, but rather it will be like shown here, in the sense it will be like two sine waves only, but offset at 90 degrees. So that will form the regular DNA structure. That will be like this. So this will be like this, the DNA structure. Two sine waves offset at 90 and 90 degrees, and they will form kind of hexagonal structure, hexagonal what do you call DNA. We all know how DNA looks like, right? To create that DNA, you need two sine waves which are offset at 90 degrees. So this is the one such DNA structure. So each of these, we call them strands, DNA strands. So this is 33, right? Just now I explained. This is 11, 22, 33. So this is how it will be. This will be 0. 0 is nothing but 1, rather 1. This is 1, this is 11, this is 121, 1331, 14641, like that. If you take the values, the states of the binary, what do you call, probabilities, right? These are as I told you, these are these digits in each row of Pascal's triangle are nothing but the different the dispersion of the probability, the distribution of probability over the total probability is given by, of course, 2 raised to n, and the qubits, as we talked about yesterday. 2 raised to so the total probability is 2 here, that is 1 plus 1, and total probability is 8 here, so it will be 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1, 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1 will be this 16. So something like that. So this is the regular, as I told you, the one which has a one full strand and one half strand. That is the present human DNA, as I told you, explained in the other video. I will leave a link to that video, of course. So that is where the present one is, and this will be fourth one. And if you go on like that, then we will have kind of for every two rows one strand for every two rows we will have. These are the DNA strands. So if you take up to 16, let us say, there will be kind of 8 full strands. So from here, if you count 8 full strands, you will have each full strand will cover two what do you call levels of I'll show you here. You will get that so that you can understand why there are two strands complete. One strand has two levels. Let's see, if you start here 121, and here the one at 1331, this is completed, this strand is completed. uh, if you take this one, what I mean is, at the center there are two values. At the center there is only one value here. So to complete one what do you call strand, you need from here to here two levels are required to complete one strand. That's why it is getting completed at the center. Only this rows has in the center, this doesn't have any value in the center. There are two values, right? Two equal values here, but here you have one highest value. So at this highest value, this level is completed, the stand is completed here. Similarly here, 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 here and here, the level is completed, the stand will be complete. So yeah, and then there is one more important thing I wanted to discuss. That is actually that is the main subject: manifestations of energy. For those who remember, I wrote a book in 2010, giving all the describing the basically the different levels of energy. In that book, I mentioned that the 10 raised to here, these energies, these are the energies, and these energies at each level have a physical form, in the sense this if you take the whole of 10 raised to 2, we already discussed this in qubits. There is a quantum entanglement, and there are different states possible in qubits. Many states possible in qubits. Of course, they're given by this binomial distribution of the probabilities. These are the different probabilities, each row, and so this is, if you take the energy as a whole, after that entanglement, what form it takes, that is what I discussed about in my book in 2010. And that is the 10 raised to 2, if you take, that represents sound. 10 raised to 4, if you take, that represents heat. In the sense, all these probabilities coalesce, are superimposed and entangled, and they together they form this kind of energy. One kind of energy. They are all together, entangled form, they represent one particular organized energy. And if you go on looking at that, 10 raised to 16 is light. Sorry, it's a 10 raised to 8. 10 raised to 8 is light. 10 raised to 16 is, of course, mass. Why is 10 raised to 16 is mass? Let's say, what is the Einstein's equation? E equal to mc squared. Meaning, if you destroy a kilogram of mass, you will get 9 into 10 raised to 16 joules of energy, right? That means mass is nothing but multiple of c square. C square. If you neglect 9 there, 10 raised to 16 is the prominent number there in E equal to mc c squared rather. So if you take 10 raised to 16, then what is mass? Simply mass is square of energy. Light, right? Speed of light is 3 into 10 raised to 8. Here you have 10 raised to 8. If you take 3 such light particles and square them, then you will get mass. So, in a way, if you put a proportional sign, even the number 9 in 9 into 10 raised to 16, number 9 is insignificant. So, you can count 10 raised to 16. So, you can say mass is proportional to c square, right? It is in fact mc squared. As many kilograms of mass you take, those many joules, c squared joules, you will get the mass. So mass is represented by this particular level, 10 raised to 16 represents mass. And Einstein told that the object gets the property of gravity. An object gets the property of gravity through mass. Mass is the one which is creating, as I always tell you, on the trampoline, if you put a heavy ball like a planet which is like a heavy ball, and in the space which is like a trampoline, if you put a planet, then it will bend. The space around that object will bend, and that is gravity, right? So gravity, well, we call it. So the gravity, so that gravity, that property of gravity, an object gets through mass. So this is mass slash gravity. And then I always tell you that life is also just an organized form of energy. Life is also a kind of energy, right? What are we? Though we have different senses, 5 senses rather. So, what exactly are we? We are organized form of energy. It is organized at the very highest level of organization of energy, right? So these strands are nothing but the pointers of that energy. So these are like the pointers, and this is like the total energy that system contains, and this is basically the life form. Life form is nothing but organized energy. And what kind of energy is required? You can see here it is at the 5th level. So this 14641 represents what do you call gravity, and 15101051 will be there here at the 5th level. 5th level, the first form of life forms, right? So that is why the life is indicated by kind of they call in Hindu mythology, they call it Panchabhuta. So those Panchabhutas are formed. These are the Panchabhutas. The Panchabhutas are these qubits come together. Those qubits are the Panchabhutas, and ultimately at the fifth level, life forms. And at the sixth level, it improves. Basically, at fifth level, only animal life is possible. At sixth level, human life is possible, and it's like it goes on like that. The human race evolves, and the evolution depends on this energy. This follows this energy, and these strands indicate the evolution, the level of evolution. And as far as I know, I mean my knowledge ends here at 16, sorry, 16 cube here. So 16th level. So the as far as I know, there are at least 8 strands till 16. One strand covers 2 levels of Pascal triangle, so 16 rows or levels of Pascal triangle are covered by 8 strands. So 8 strands are possible, whereas we are still languishing at 1.5, that is 33. So we can reach this level, but right now our DNA strands, we have active strands only 3.5. So this is the potential. From here to here is a human potential, built-in potential, that is like you have the hardware to support 8 strands. At the minimum 8 strands, it can support the hardware, but the software, the development of these strands, software is only developed till 33. And immediately I always say, even in my first video I told you about it is the progress we make from 33 to 44. Right, 33rd is 33rd prime number is 137, and 44th prime number is 193. So when you reach this 193, the prime number reaches 193, we will have the 2 full strands. Okay, so for that, the 14641 is the level. That is, this is the basically, this is the physical body. Your physical body will be will have 2 strands, but mentally you are capable of reaching 12 16 levels, that is 8 strands minimum. That's what I think. And this is of course, life is organized form of life. And the first one is photon. I forgot, I think, to explain. So 10 raised to 0 or 1, basically. In bit processing, you have 1 here and 0 here. So this 1 is nothing but photon, either photon or electron, and depending on that, it is either 1 or 0. 1 is photon, 0 is electron. So that is the qubit processing. And yeah, this is very important. Manifestation of energy is very important, and I don't think it was explained this way earlier. So what I mean is, after gravity, you see, after you cross this uh, fourth level, when you reach this level physically, not mentally. Mentally we can reach up to here, but physically when you reach this level, that will be, of course, energy will be manifested as life itself. And when you go up and up the ladder, these rows, then it will, the evolution will take place. And when you reach this, that is the top of the ladder. And this is the, basically you can call this the Metatron, or whatever, the divine man. That's the divine man. So yeah, But today, I had one more subject to discuss. This was not exactly subject. I just wanted to tell you about the completion of this capstone. The 16 cube is the father figure. This 15 cube is O. 13 is M. 14 is N. So far we had O in M, but right now the phase at which we are, the phase of evolution we are in, the 16 cube is about to form. As I explained in my previous video, the 5 cubes age ends at 125 here. This is 125. 125 is here, UO 125. It ends here. The era of 5 cube ends here, and the era of 6 cube uh, starts from here, and it lasts up to see 16's age. It lasts up to 170 here. So once 16 is over, sorry, not even that, the what do we call this, from 126 till 225, you will have basically the 15 square. The age of 15 square will last till 225. 225, where do we have 225? 156. I don't think we have covered till 225. Even beyond this, if you have another column, probably that will be covered. 182 plus 26 will be 108. I think 108. Even after 108, you will have 216. So the third column, extended column, will have 225, and once 225 is over, rather 216 is over, till then we will have the reign of 6 cube, right? So right now we are here, almost here, 181. Two more columns are needed. We have to fill in 2 more columns probably to outlast the 6 cube. So the reign of 5 cube is over. 15 square will also be over once you have the third column here. 225 and 226 will be a very comprehensive stable element again, and among the present elements, 126 is the most stable element here. This is a 126. It is the most stable. So that's what I wanted to explain here. Same thing. 16 cube is the kind of father figure, and his son is 14 cube with 12 cube, and here we have 15 cube, and this is 13 cube, O and M, and their son is basically our what do you call our son. Our son is their son. This is 15. This is 13. Their son somewhere here is our son, and this is the 16. 16 and 12 is somewhere here, and the son of 16 and 12 is 14. 14 is here, I think here. So this 14 is the son of 16 and 12 cube, who is nothing but son of man. Son of man is 14 cube. His capacity, he can reach in with these strands. This is 16 cube, so just one strand below that 14 cube, son of man can reach up to 14 cube. His evolution, she can evolve till 14 cube. 16 cube is the father figure, and 14 cubes mother is 12 cube, and 15 cube and 13 cubes son is 4 cube. Okay, 4 cube is nothing but our sun. 64 is our sun. 14 cube is son of man, that is man, human. So OHM, or what we call OHM, is the pagan school of thought and pagan Trinity, and 16, 14 and 12 are the per P per N. 14 is N, so L is 12. P per na la. Per na la will be the Gnostic sun, whereas O ha ma OHM is the pagan Trinity. So you can say here basically the clash of power, the power struggle is between the elder son 15 cube and God is 14 cube, but God is not, since God is not here yet, so his representative is 14 cube. So the struggle is always between the elder son 15 cube and younger son 14 cube. And 15 cubes mother is 13 cube, 14 cubes mother is 12 cube. So that fight has always been going on, and 16 cube is the father figure of the Gnostic, is kind of Gnostic Christ. 15 cube is the father of the pagan school of thought. So that is Osiris or Odin or whatever. Osiris basically, the 15 guy is Osiris, and 16 is the father, God or the one. So that's the basic difference between Gnostic and pagan schools. Yeah, many a time I explain the same thing. So yeah, most important about everything, this is most important, the manifestations of energy, different manifestations, that is the entangled qubit, that you can call it entangled qubit, superimposed states, and all the states, all of them together, the entangled qubit is the overall form of energy. So at the level of 10 raised to 0, it forms photon, 10 raised to 2 sound, 10 raised to 4 heat, 10 raised to 8 light, and 10 raised to 16 mass, and 10 raised to 32 is the human, life. So this life can be extended, evolve up to 14 cube at least right now. 14 cube is the son of the 116 cube. 14 cube is the son of man. That you can say the Christ figure. Of course, there is 15 contending 15, but as you know, here father Pa takes over charge along with younger wife 12 cube L and her human son 14 cube N from elder material elder elder material wife 13 cube and her dead son 15 cube, because 15 is not possible. As I have explained earlier, 15 square splits into 5 cube, 4 cube, 3 cube, 2 cube, 1 cube, and 50 square is not stable, whereas 14 square is stable within 216 6 cube. So the highest human genes can reach 14 cube. Yeah. Okay, then let us meet some other time with some other interesting subject. Thank you very much for watching the video. Bye for now.